more than 1,000 illegal immigrants have been arrested by operatives of the Nigerian Immigration Service in Kaduna. Most of them from neighboring ECOWAS countries got into the country through porous borders and do not possess valid travel documents. Lupe Osun reports.
These are illegal immigrants arrested from different locations in Kaduna State by men of the Immigration Service. Over 1,000 of them who were apprehended are being paraded at the state headquarters. Last week, the immigration officers recovered over 1,000 PVCs and other election documents, also seized from some foreigners. And this is the second time in 2 weeks that the service will make huge arrests since it began its special operations as headed by the comptroller Liman Killer.
You can see it physically. More than 1,000 arrests, and more are still coming. We will not relent in our effort to get rid of this miscreant because the 2023 election is around the corner. We have to sanitize the system.
A good number of these illegal immigrants don't speak or understand English.
Je m'appelle Suleiman Abdelmoumen. Je parti de Niger. Je viens pour Benin, Malambil.
None of these illegal immigrants have travel documents. Neither do they have known sources of livelihood. The immigration authorities say their illegal stay in the country poses a huge security threat, especially at a time where the nation is approaching the 2023 general elections.
From the records here and from the number of arrests here, 99% of them do not have the legal backing to stay in Nigeria. They don't have the travel document to come in. Probably they access the country through the porous borders. And while they are here, they don't have a valid and solid means of livelihood, which in effect constitute a security threat to the nation.
Security authorities have blamed illegal immigrants for being perpetrators of some of the violence witnessed in some parts of the country. The Liman Killer-led immigration team has promised to intensify search operations till such persons are arrested and repatriated back to their countries. Lupe Osun, TVC News.
And let's turn our attention to Lagos, where young ladies have been advised to be extra watchful before going into relationships with men, as recent findings show that some of the male folks use their details to commit crime. Commissioner of Police in Lagos Command, Alabi Abiodun, gave this advice while parading 14 suspects arrested for various crimes in the state. Senior correspondent Ivy Kanu has more.
It's quite a while the command parade crime suspects in this fashion. The suspects were arrested across the state. Mentioned was the case of stabbing and killing of a police officer, ASP Abiano Hezekiah, aged 53, by two naval ratings, namely Seaman Namani Anointing and Onyekachi Egwim. The state police boss says, though it involves a sister agency, he vows that all involved will be brought to book.
There was another case committed by some two naval ratings against one ASP Abiona Ezekiel, aged 53 years old. The ASP died when the suspect stabbed and killed him during a traffic stop search that generated into face-off at the satellite area of Lagos State. The suspect stabbed 3 other civilians in their bid to escape, and the other stabbed persons are responding to treatment. The command is currently working with the Directorate of Public Prosecutions, Minister of Justice Alausa Ikeja, to ensure that justice prevails.
Taiwo Amuruddin Abdurrahuf, aged 48. The police say he specializes in targeting ladies, then turn around to use their account details to defraud.
There was a case of fraud running to 20 million naira reported against one Taiwo Amuruddin Abdurrahuf. The suspect specializes in dating young girls and luring them to open new bank accounts using their personal information, such as name, international passports. Thereafter, the suspect will use the accounts to receive proceeds of fraud. The investigation led to his arrest in a hotel in Osun State and the recovery of one Toyota Avalon saloon car.
He also spoke on crisis between his men and motorcycle riders at the Ikorodu area of Lagos.
They were enforcing the traffic laws, by arresting motorcyclists, commercial motorcyclists who were plying prohibited routes. And because of doing that, there was a problem between the Okada riders. The information I heard is that they were trying to dispossess the police officer of his arms. And because of doing that, there was a discharge. The matter is being investigated.
He seized the moment to warn Lagos residents on the use of firecrackers during this season. Ivy Kano, TVC News, Lagos.
In Osun State, a coalition of civil society organizations known as the Osun Masterminds has called on the state governor to publish details of the state debt, including year of procurement and liquidation. The group also wants former governors Ralph Aregbesola and Adegboyega Oyetola to make detailed releases clarifying the state of finances they left behind. Rafiu Hamid has details.
At the monthly meeting of the Osun State Council of Traditional Rulers last week, the state governor made public the debt inherited by his administration. The development has been generating accusations and counter-accusations. At the monthly briefing of the Osun Masterminds, a coalition of civil society organizations, the group says government needs to give details on the loans so as not to leave people in the dark.
Who took what loan? Who approved the procurement of the loans? Who expended the loans? On what projects were these loans expended? What were the terms of these loans at the time they were taken? How far has the state gone in servicing these loans? Was there corrupt practices perpetrated in the course of procuring these loans? These questions can only be answered through a forensic audit of the state's finances and, if necessary, the formation of a panel of inquiry.
The governor recently suspended all operators of mining licenses owned by the state, and the group wants the governor to receive proper briefing before making pronouncements.
The governor, having constituted a committee on mining, should allow the committee to do its job, give him detailed reports, and then base his statement on the matter on available facts.
The group also frowned at the alleged secret deployment of Adekunle Omoyele as the chief security officer to the governor, despite several indictments hanging on his neck.
Just a few weeks or days even after the Osun State gubernatorial election, which Governor Adeleke won, he still led the team to Ede to go and commit murder. 2 people were killed in Ede, upon which he was invited to the police headquarters in Abuja, where we have it on good record that he owned up to the death of one of the two.
Omoyele has been indicted in several extrajudicial killings in this state, and it is on paper, not written by us. And if you journalists who poke your noses into issues know this much, and they have decided to retain such persons, you better be careful how you write your stories as it retains to this government, because that is the purpose for which it is retained, to coordinate the gang that will attack people that will speak against their government.
Members of the group also alleged threats to their lives by some people. Rafiu Hamid, TVC News, Osogbo.